Turn the mic on. Truth in the building. No filters. No politics. No apologies. Dr. Ken, let's go. We don't quit till the whole thing shake. Truth hit hard, make the whole world wait. Real talk loud when the system fade. Stand tall, even when the whole ground break. No fear, no foe, no retreat. Pressure make diamonds when the fire meet heat. All gas, no brakes. When the truth gon' speak, Dr. Ken in the booth.
Truth don't sleep.
Came from the bottom where survival was a law. Learn real quick what respect really costs. Everybody got opinions from afar, but they ain't never had to carry those scars. Built from pressure, discipline, pain. Some lose focus, some lose aim. Some sell souls just to chase that fame. I build my brick by brick, no shame. See the world get weak when they need a moment. Too many followers pretending they friends. Too many loudmouths scared to defend any real conviction when the pressure set in. But I stand on business, stand on code, stand on truth when the lies explode. Some fold up when the road gets cold. Some become legends when the story gets told. We don't quit till the whole thing shake. Truth hit hard, make the whole world wait. Real talk loud when the system fades. Stand tall, even when the whole ground breaks. No fear, no foe, no retreat. Pressure make diamonds when the fire meet heat. All gas, no brakes. When the truth gon' speak, Dr. Ken is on.
Truth don't sleep.
Frank. Candid.
Straight to the point.
If nobody else gon' say it, I will. Yeah. Mic check, truth coming, live again. Built for the storm, I don't hide from when. Everybody tough when the lights are bright. Different story when it's dark outside at 10. I done seen pride make kings collapse. Seen weak minds get trapped in traps. Seen good people never fight back. Seen fake leaders disappear too fast. So I speak for the workers, speak for the tired, speak for the people still trying to climb higher. Speak for the ones still building through fire, trying to lead this world better than prior. And if the truth hurt, let it hurt a little. Growth don't happen staying safe in the middle. Either build your life or become a riddle. Either move the crowd or get played like fiddle. We don't quit till the whole thing shake. Truth hit hard, make the whole world wait. Real talk loud when the system fades. Stand tall, even when the whole ground break. No fear, no foe, no retreat. Pressure make diamonds when the fire meet heat. All gas, no brakes. When the truth gon' speak, Dr. Ken in the booth.
Truth don't sleep.
Dr. Ken's truth. Frank, Dr. Ken's truth. Dr. Ken's truth. Dr. Ken's truth. Frank, Candid.
Straight to the point, to the point.
Good afternoon and welcome. Dr. Ken with you here on another edition of Dr. Ken's Truth. I want to say thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for having hopefully you had a great weekend, because if you're here, that means that you had a safe weekend. So we just celebrated 250 years of America. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, we got some breaking news. Last week, I asked a question of Sherwin about latest and greatest. And so I got a question for you regarding that. And I'm going to talk about free money, your love language, all that stuff's going to be coming up. And of course, I'm going to have my top 5. So I feel like I ain't talked to y'all in about a month or so. Also, Dame Elsie was my guest last Thursday. So you want to go back and check YouTube or Spotify and listen to that conversation, and we were talking about things that are going on in the city. My breaking news is about Milwaukee. So if you are from Milwaukee, or if you live in the city of Milwaukee, you will probably be very disappointed in our elected officials once again because of the idiocy and the stupidity. But I'm not gonna go down that road yet. I'm gonna take my time and I'm not gonna go down that road. I'm gonna take it easy. I'm gonna just, pace myself. Hey, what's going on to the YouTube chat? Study Hall is in full effect. So if you are here on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube Live, you can check it out. Also, you can go back and rewatch it if you follow me on Facebook or LinkedIn, or you can go to YouTube at Dr. Ken's Truth and Spotify. So you can check it out there and do that. Hey, what's up, Kwanda? What's going on? Sincere, Ronnie Ray Real. What's up with y'all? Hey, Curly Q. I see Curly Q made it to the chat. She said, not the comments rolling on the side. Every week you learn new tricks. I didn't learn new tricks. I'm putting in different things. I'm testing. I'm this is a podcast in the making. Well, I guess it's not because it's already here, but it's going on. So stop, leave me alone, Curly Q. You wait till I see you again. Hey, what's up, Ty? What's going on? DJ Brother Z. What up? What up? How's it going? Along. Let me see who else is up in here. All right. Hey, Kathleen. Thanks for being here. So one of the things I wanted to look at today is we just had this weekend of celebration, I'll call it. As America celebrated 250 years of independence. Black Americans should have celebrated, but we should also reflect. The anniversary is not just about where America's been, it's about where we're going and whether the promises that they made in 1776 apply to us and are they becoming reality for everybody in America. For Black Americans, and this is why this is called Dr. Ken's Truth. I'll talk about that. The story of America has always been complicated. The Declaration of Independence declared that all men are created equal, but we weren't. Millions of our ancestors were already enslaved. They helped build the nation's wealth, but we were denied its freedoms. For generations afterwards, up to including today, these same promises are still being denied through segregation, discrimination, and unequal opportunity. This isn't somebody looking at themselves as a victim. These are stated facts and statements and policies and laws and procedures that we use today. But despite the obstacles, Black people have never stopped believing in the ideals of America. We fought in every major war. We built businesses, became millionaires, billionaires. We got churches, we got schools, we got mosques, we got communities. We led movements that make this country more democratic and more just for other people and not even us. And we're faithful to the Constitution. And in many ways, Black history is not separate from American history. It's just longer. So what should we have done this 250th anniversary? What should we? Well, first, we should have remembered that our blood, our labor, our intellect, our creativity, our military service, our leadership in this country helped build this nation. We're not guests here. We're citizens. We're co-authors of 250 years of history. And so, number two, we should remember to be responsible. With the crime that happened in Milwaukee this weekend, the 19-year-old that was killed, and last week a 9-year-old was shot. Every generation has inherited challenges it didn't create. So if you're younger, understand you're not going through anything that is new as it relates to people. Yeah, you got new technology, you got new jobs, we got new businesses, we got new everything. We got new clothes, we got new culture. But every generation has a responsibility to leave the country better than we found it. Our ancestors marched so we could vote. They left it better than they found it. They sacrificed and worked so we could earn degrees. That's why I'm wearing my shirt today, right? We need to leave it better. They held positions of influence in politics. The question is, what do we do with all this? By and large, Milwaukee is better now than it was in the 1950s. It may not be as quiet. It may not be as, it may be not less, that's a double negative, not less crime rate. Anyway, it may have more crime. But what are we going to do with all that? Well, my last point or next to the last point. We need unity, not uniformity, but unity around shared goals. We need economic independence. We need educational excellence. Hello, NPS. Hello, public and private schools. We need civic engagement, community leadership. These aren't political goals. They're generational goals. They're the foundations for a lasting progress, regardless of who's in the White House or who your congressman or woman is, who your mayor is, your county executive, your state rep. Doesn't matter. America's 250th anniversary should have reminded us that patriotism and accountability actually go hand in hand. We can celebrate remarkable achievements of this country and still demand that it continue to strive towards liberty and justice for everybody, especially Black people. Loving this country does not require ignoring its imperfections, and that's what a lot of people want to do. In fact, if you're actually really, truly patriotic to America, it requires you to help it become better, help it do better, help it be better. An anniversary isn't a celebration of the past. It's an invitation to help share the future. And so the next 250 years of America are being written right now in our classrooms, well, maybe not during the summer, our businesses, our neighborhoods, our voting booths that's coming in August, and our own kitchen tables right here on social media. The question is not simply what America has become. The question is, what will we as Black people do to contribute to the America that we want our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren to inherit? Because history has shown us something I think is pretty remarkable. Black Americans have never simply waited for America to fulfill its promise. We've consistently helped this country become more like the nation it claimed that it wanted to be. And if we continue to lead in areas like faith, like education, economic strength, service, our greatest contribution to America just might lay ahead. Besides, America is it's 250 years old. All I can say is respect your elders, because slavery in these parts, in case you didn't know, next month, it's going to be 407. I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm back. I'm right here. So I want to say thanks for staying here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being there. I know it's July. People are traveling and doing all sorts of things. I'm just getting together my YouTube poll because I got a poll question I want to ask you all, and I'm just trying to make it a little better, a little perfect, because I don't want to hear complaining from Quan as she always. And who is it? Hey, what's up, Jasmine? And who else is it? SE. It's a boomer moment. Yeah, whatever. Couple things. There's breaking news right now from WISN.com. A proposed data center will be removed from the planning redevelopment at the former Midtown Center Walmart, that's according to a statement today from Alderman Mark Chambers Jr. The original plan called for converting the space at 60th and Capitol into a library branch. Storage space, and what developers said would be a computer research facility. The site has been vacant for 10 years. City held 3 public information meetings ahead of the decision, drawing large crowds and strong negative comments. Alderman Chambers said in the statement, the decision to remove the computer research facility reflects what can happen when residents engage, local governments listen, and all parties remain willing to find common ground. While this change comes with a reduction of potential tax revenue, it's a better reflection of the vision shared by residents through this process. You know what I say? Stupid. It's absolutely dumb. So people don't understand. We got people coming from out of town complaining about data centers because they don't like them. And they don't even live here. People in the community who don't understand about data centers and don't understand AI and don't understand those things are complaining about something they know nothing about. They're holding up progress. They're holding up growth. They're holding up jobs. They're holding up all these things and tax revenue so your tax on your house can actually go down. But what do? I guess it's Pop Off Monday. What do? We voted down a knucklehead alderman who should actually step up and say, this is going to be good for you. We're going to override this and we're going to support it. They back down. Mark Chambers, you should be ashamed of yourself. And Mark is a cool guy. He's a good guy. He's a great guy. We talk all the time. Mark, you should be ashamed of yourself. That is absolutely the most ridiculous thing. And I'm not blaming him. I'm blaming the committee. It's stupid. It makes absolutely no sense. So now we're stuck here and we've got nothing to show for it. We're stuck here and we've got a dead center sitting there with nothing to do. Dumb. Absolutely dumb. Makes absolutely no sense. But then again, just saying, it's Milwaukee. Y'all folks that was complaining, you gonna leave? Now you know why. All right, let's take a look at weather. What's going on with our weather today? 79 degrees. Well, let me refresh to make sure because I loaded this a while ago. Double check from the Weather Channel. 79 degrees, feels like 79. The high today was 80. The low tonight's going to get around 62 with 0, my favorite part of the weather, 0% chance of rain. I love that. I absolutely, positively love it. So here's my question. We talked about the latest or the greatest, and I asked Sherwin Hughes, did he want to be celebrated for his latest work or his greatest work? And so I thought I'd throw that in the chat. I want to ask again, what do you want to be known by? Do I want to be known by my latest work, something I did that was great, or my greatest work, which I may not get until after I'm gone? I may not get that. I may not get the love until I'm dead and gone. So then, which one do you want? Which one do you want? Sincere said, what does your shirt say? I can't see it clearly. All right, here you go. Let me do this so I can make sure I get it right. All right, how's that? Is that cool? All right. Can you read, Sincere? No, I'm just kidding. So there you go. You saw my shirt. I'm just going through the chat, making sure I answer all the questions. Let me see who's up in here. Do you ever hum to yourself? I hum to myself all the time. Sir John, say what's going on. What's up, Willie? Sir John said, missed attendance on Friday. I don't have a show on Friday. So just so you know, I don't have a show on Friday. It's Monday through Thursday. I may have a show this Friday only because I'm off on Wednesday. So thought I'd let you know that. Great show. Was nice to see Dame make a grand cameo. We'll see Tori next. We're working on it. We's actually working on it. We are working on it. Todd said, I think his shirt says Black Scholars Matter. Black ampersand? Come on. I seen it when I ordered my chicken head mug. You a chicken head? All right. So maybe maybe we'll call all the people that are in the YouTube chat chicken heads. Would that go right? Like what you want to be called? You want to be called that? I don't know.
Chicken head.
I don't know if you want to be called a chicken head. I don't know. Now, before I get to my next story, let me see what I'm going to talk about. I don't know if y'all don't want to talk about this one, but before I get to my next story, I have to do a humble brag. Okay? You say you meant Thursday? Okay. Sir Charles. I got to do a humble brag, and I got to do it because it's meaningful. So remember I told you I was on I don't know if I would call it a diet, but I changed how I ate. I changed my workout. I changed the way that I approach life because, you want to live longer, you want to be stronger, you want to do all those things. And so one of the things that I did is I changed my diet significantly. I was pre-diabetic, and now I'm not, and my numbers have dropped significantly. And feeling better, doing better, eating better, and my target weight was 215, and then I adjusted it to 210 because I thought, may as well go for it, right? And the only reason I said 215 is because I went from, I think at my heaviest, I was 255. And then when I got an official weight in the doctor's office, it was 252. Now, I looked down and I went, ooh, that's a lot. And I found out that people die early because there's too much fat around the midsection. And when there's a lot of fat around the midsection, it stresses your organs. And when your organs get stressed, they don't work right. And when they don't work right, you die. Right? So what I did is I went on a diet, and I went to a dietitian. I told the story before. I went to a dietitian, got a diabetic diet, even though I wasn't diabetic, and changed, got rid of sweets, and, cut my sugar intake, cut my rice, everything that turns to sugar, bread, white bread turns to sugar. I cut it all out. And then I planned so that I tend to eat when I'm hungry, not eat because, it's lunch, let's go to lunch. Oh, it's dinner. And this week I'm switching over to, bag lunch, control what I eat, things like that, spend less money. And so one of the things I wanted to do is lose weight and make sure when I do fall off the wagon, like I fell off the wagon Saturday, I ate sweets because I like those little orange candy peanuts. Right? So I ate some of those, and that was it. And then I'm done. And I don't have the sugar craving that I used to have. And so I weighed myself on Saturday. And last time I weighed myself, I was 223, and I was kind of scared. I don't know if I made it. And I'm down to 211.6. I'm like 0.6, really? And that put me at 1.6 pounds from my new target weight, 210. And so that's where I'm at now. And I'm going to try this week. I'm going to try. No, I'm not going to try. I'm going to do it. But I'm going to give myself July to get to 210. A whole month. If I can't do it in a month, I'm probably in bad shape anyway. And so that part is looking pretty good. So, on behalf of me, I have to say, I did great. Pat myself on the back. All right. that being said, and that's over. Um, my question: do you want to be celebrated for your latest or your greatest work? Hit the YouTube chat. Um, it's my question in the YouTube chat. What you want to be known for? Um, your latest or your greatest? Let me see who else. Jasmine, Jazz West. Hey, what's up, girl? What's going on? Ty said, circus peanuts, old school. Oh yeah, oh yeah. See, they don't make candy today. Is like Three Musketeer bar. Oh, I ate those to death growing up, and Nestle Crunch, with the foil wrapper. Um, when I remember them, they were about this big. Now they're about this big. Everything's smaller now, and they charge you more, which is really bizarre. But that's how life goes, and that's how it goes. So, if you're in the YouTube chat, make sure you go there. My question is: would you rather be known? What do you want to be celebrated for? Your latest work or your greatest work? Right now, 17% said their latest work. 83% said their greatest work. I'm not sure yet. I would love to be celebrated for my greatest work while I'm alive. I'm just saying. That's just me. I'm just saying. and so with that, we'll move on. So there's money out here to be made. And I had a really frank discussion with a friend of mine because we have to get over this hating people so much that we shoot ourselves in the foot when it comes to doing things that are good for us. It makes absolutely no sense. Story from Virginia, virginiabusiness.com. I get my words right. Probably need some water. Trump says 500,000 children will receive their first $1,000 Trump account deposits. Now, I told a friend of mine who had a kid, I said, your child was born between the time where they said you could get a Trump account. Start out with your first $1,000. Like they show that if you save for X amount of years, an amount of money, and then literally stop, your future amount of money when you're 65 or when you retire can be significant. I mean, that's granted if the market stays right and if you put it in the right place, stuff like that. Well, this story from today from Reuters, President Donald Trump said today the government has deposited the first $1,000 into more than 500,000 Trump accounts. I don't know what this is about to put this name on everything. I'm glad they changed buildings in D.C. and New York to not. I mean, it's just a form of vanity. It's still a little much. It's been named after the people that gave money for decades, and now all of a sudden it's supposed to change it. Anyway, it's a program designed to give newborn Americans a stake in the stock market and help build wealth from an early age. Trump rang the opening bell from the White House Oval Office alongside executives of the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. He said cooperation between rival exchanges was something Democrats and Republicans have been unable to replicate. Did I say cooperation? Or anyway. CEO Adena Friedman and President Nelson Griggs from the NASDAQ, Intercontinental Exchange CEO Jeffrey Sprecher, and President of the New York Stock Exchange Group Lynn Martin were present at the ringing of the bell. So the rising cost of living is a real issue. It's a major issue. And so supporters say Trump accounts designed for U.S. citizens born between 2025 and 2028 will encourage long-term investing, financial literacy, while critics argue families and limited disposable income may be unable to make additional contributions that benefit fully to the account. So what I'm hearing is that you shouldn't take the money. It's bad because it's not enough. So how much is enough? Like people need to buy in to their own future. You're saying what? Give it to them for free? So that's that what is it? The democratic socialist nonsense. The program adds a new savings vehicle to other tax-efficient college savings plans and retirement accounts. So contributions are automatically invested in a low-cost index fund. Perfect. in my estimation, designed for long-term growth. Account holders take control when they're 18. That part I don't like because y'all gonna lose your mind at 18. At which point they can withdraw the money and include investing, just continue investing. But when you take the money out, it's gonna be taxed. So like everything is. The plan provides children born without wealth with substantial financial assets, the president said, and advised against early withdrawal from the accounts in a booming market environment. Even if the market goes down, you should still leave your money in. Now, believe it or not, some companies have pledged support. Visa, Dell, Comcast, and Micron have pledged $250 million to support Trump accounts. So when you think about it, instead of being ridiculously, I don't know what it is, stupid, and saying you don't want Trump's money, it's your money. It's taxpayer money. This money isn't growing on trees and he's not taking it out of his pocket. He's giving it to you so that literally, if you can put in $25, $100 a month, your kid could retire as a millionaire. Think about that. Think about that. You don't even, look, it's taxpayer money, everybody pay for it. You don't even have to say thank you. It's a great idea. I think it's important that people take advantage of it. I know a lot of people disagree with me. And it has absolutely nothing to do with who the president is. I don't care who came up with this idea. It's a great idea. Now, the fact that it may be too much money or not enough money, that's debatable. But don't criticize a program that's actually helping people. That's like saying if you get Social Security and Social Security is not enough, you should criticize it, but you still get it. You get something. But I just think it's a great idea. I think that it's one of the most powerful things that we can do for our kids. And L. Dawson in 2010 said, it's always taxpayer money. Well, if I'm gonna burn, let me just say it. If I'm gonna piss away taxpayer money, I'm gonna piss it away on some kids who right now you can make into millionaires if they do it right. I'll always fall victim to that. I'll fall victim to spending $1 trillion to pay for free education for college or trades. I have no problem. As long as you finish. If you don't finish, you got to pay it back. I have no problem with that. Is it going to make my taxes rise? Yes. Is it going to make me pay more? Yes. But I have no problem with it. Absolutely no problem with it. Todd said, take the money. Captain said, congratulations, Dr. Ken, on your diet stamina. You look great. Thank you so much. And wait, I got this from what? Circus Peanuts. Okay, I'm just kidding. But you get my point. At some point, if we're going to use money, if we have a 30, you know what? Let me check. What's the national debt? I love doing stuff in real time. I wonder what our national debt is in America. Right now, it's at $39.3 trillion. Let me do another one. How much would that cost per person? Just trying to calculate. Yeah. 39, 300 trillion. All right. We've had about 367 million people, and it would cost us $107,084. So if I would get a loan and pay back $107,100 loan with the lowest interest I could get, like 2%, I would get a loan for that, pay it off, and never have to pay federal taxes again. A citizen who would contribute to the deficit of $39.3 trillion. And they pay their portion as a citizen, should not be taxed for the rest of their life. I would take a loan out for my kid, pay it off by the time they're 18. And let me see, if I divided that by 18 years, I'd have to pay $5,900 a year. Then you could scrounge up $6,000 a year to pay it over 18 years and be done. And that's without interest. And never have to pay again. And I would make the interest simple. I would just take $107,084, tack on 2%, and that's it. It's not revolving. You're not paying as you go. It's not like a mortgage, and you pay it off. I would do that, but I would only leave it for people who are middle class. Does that make sense? Oh, the only people that can do it are people that are middle class and lower class. Rich people, if you make over $1 million a year, you should not be able to do it. If you make $1 billion, nope. Trillion, nope. You shouldn't be able to get out of paying tax. I think that would be one way to make sure people pay their fair share. And when I say fair share, I don't mean percentage-wise, I mean actual numbers. I think if we had a flat tax, it would be a lot better because then you would pay your fair share. If it's a set percentage and you pay 10% of your money, if you're a trillionaire, you pay. That's it. Now the businesses will get mad and churches will get mad and, oh, I can't deduct my money. Nonprofit system will just go away. But I say it is what it is. Let me get back to this poll. What do you want to be celebrated for? My latest work is down to 12%. My greatest work is 88%. So if you want to go to YouTube at Dr. Ken's Truth, you can subscribe, hit the notification bell. And then every time we're here, you can do it. Give me a thumbs up if you can. Let me know you're here. And of course, if you want to support this show, you can go to drkenswag.printify.me. drkenswag.printify.me. And you see something you like, buy it, support it. Maybe once a year, just jump in, buy something to support the show as we work and build and move and do all those things. So, would you take free money? I don't know. Let me check the YouTube chat to see what people are talking about. L. Dawson said, agreed. I'd rather that than paying for war. That's true. That's true. I think one day I'm gonna dive in and really jump and look at the Israel thing, the whole being in the Strait of Hormuz, and talk about that in relation to Black people. Todd said it's libertarian in you, the flat tax. Me too. I love the flat tax. I don't think it's a libertarian to me. I just think I'll pay less. I just think I'll pay less. So if I can pay less, I'm good. All right, so I got a question. Hit me in the YouTube chat, answer this quick question. Have you heard of love languages? Yes or no? Have you heard of love languages? Do you know what a love language is? Right? Well, I'm going to take a little time and explain it. And then I have a question. So the concept of love language was developed by Gary Chapman. The idea that people tend to give and receive love in different ways. Understanding the preferences can improve communication, strengthen relationships, and all that. And so there are 5 love languages. Women got into this, and oh my God, what's your love language? Blah, 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 blah. So number 1, words of affirmation. Expressing love through written or spoken words of encouragement, appreciation, praise, and affection. An example. I appreciate everything you do. Thank you so very much. I'm proud of you. That's great. All that. Number 2 is acts of service. Showing love by doing something helpful that make another person's life easier. Like cooking a meal, running an errand, fixing something around the house, helping with chores. Got it? Okay. Number 3 is receiving gifts. Who would like that? Feeling loved through thoughtful gifts that demonstrate someone was thinking about you. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be the gift you want. It's receiving a gift, like a favorite snack, meaningful keepsake, flowers, not necessarily expensive, but intentional. Makes sense? All right. Number 4, quality time, giving someone your undivided attention and spending meaningful time together, like having a distraction-free conversation, taking a walk together, sharing a hobby, right? And then lastly, number 5, physical touch, expressing and receiving love through appropriate physical affection or PDAs, public displays of affection. You can hold hands, you can hug, you can cuddle, a reassuring pat on the shoulder or pat on the back, a kiss, whatever. Where you get kissed, we'll get into that. But my question is, what do you think? You ready? You ready? You ready? And I should probably make this a poll too, although I'm not. I just want you to put it in the YouTube chat. What do you think my love language is? I'm intrigued. You know, when you do a podcast, when you do a radio show, you ask other people about themselves all the time. But what about you? Anybody ever ask you? You know, I realized nobody ever asked me. What would you say my love language is based on what you know about me? I probably shouldn't ask that either. And by the way, we closed the poll. What do you want to be celebrated for? 87% said their greatest work and 13% said their latest work. So, all right. So what are your thoughts? What is my love language? What would you think my love language is? And let me go back over them. Physical touch, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, or words of affirmation. Which one of these do you think is my love language? L. Dawson 2010 said words of affirmation. Okay. Anybody else? Todd said thoughtful gifts. That's my least. I hate gifts. You know why? I hate having to tell somebody. I don't like that. I'm the only person that likes to shop for me. No, let me rephrase that. I love gifts, but I love certain types of gifts, things that I use that I like. If you bought me a hammer, I would actually be happy. If you bought me shoes, I would actually be happy if I could wear them. But if you got me clothing, oh, I got you a shirt. If I don't like that shirt, I'm not wearing that shirt. I got gifts that were shirts in my closet, pairs of pants, still sitting there. Never wore them. Why? Because I'm very, very particular about what I like to wear and what colors I wear. Okay, Curly Q, a sweater is not a love language. Although I do love sweaters, but I'm just saying. You're not supposed to remember that, Curly Q. Hey, what's up, by the way? Jasmine said words of affirmation. So I'm curious. I'm curious. So Curly Q said either that or acts of love. She said out of those choices, words of affirmation, that or acts of service. Okay. Todd said thoughtful gifts. Okay. That's a thoughtful gift, the hammer, because you needed it. No. And the reason is not that it's a gift. See, I think that if your love language is thoughtful gifts, you'll take whatever anybody gives you. Oh, thank you. I'm not. Because I know myself well enough. Know thyself. Be self-aware. You'll give me something and I'll look at it and go, ooh, what is that? So I know myself. So I'm going to get you a gift. Maybe not. Maybe not. You know what makes me happy? A Starbucks gift card. Gift card for coffee. simple, easy, elegant, but it's something I like until I get my like 5,627 gift cards. Then I'll be like, no, I'm tired of it, right? So I'm interested in knowing which of these words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch is my love language. And let me throw a caveat in it, right? Let me throw tight sweaters and shirts. Anyway, uh, let me throw a caveat in it. I believe we have a love language of giving and a love language of receiving. I read the book years ago, decades ago. So I don't know if your love language is when you give and when you receive. Are they the same? Are they different? But I think, little old me, I think that there's a difference in love languages as it relates to giving a love language versus receiving one. And so when I looked at it, I found out, I won't keep it in suspense. I found out that I have a giving and a receiving love language. And so my love language for giving are acts of service, doing things for people. That's why I was so driven to talking on the radio, helping give people information and advice, doing this podcast. Like, I always want to make sure people are informed, they know what's going on. Working in law enforcement, just giving, helping people who need help. That's my giving language. My receiving language, I don't know if I have one. But if I had to figure it out, it would be words of affirmation. So yeah, you're right. Let me go back and see who said words of affirmation. Quanda said, "I knew it." Yeah. Jasmine said words of affirmation. Who else said words? I think Curly Q said it. Words of affirmation. Lanita said it first. Words of affirmation, but not in the way that you think. Right? So Gary Chapman said words of affirmation are expressing love through spoken or written words of encouragement, appreciation, and praise and affection. I tend to give that, I think, less than I receive it. I appreciate everything you do. I'm proud of you. That, for me, receiving it makes me feel weird. And so in actually reading these, I don't know if I have a love language like that or anything. But if I had to put it in a box, it would be me speaking and having conversations and being intellectual and discussing and arguing. And I say arguing in a positive sense, not a negative sense, in that way. So for me, that makes sense. Hey, not really a city girl. What's going on? So for me, that's what's important. So I'm kind of still torn. I don't know. Like I vacillate between the two because I think there's a giving one and a receiving one, and I think for me it depends on the mood I'm in. You know, if I'm in a pretty decent mood, I'll take it. I'll give it. Sometimes I may think you need something, and I may buy you something. I may, get you a gift. I might do service for you. So would giving a gift be an act of service? That might be. It's all over the place. It's all over the place. So I don't. But see, I look at giving as talking and saying a word of affirmation or saying thank you. So, like, I don't respond to people saying, "I'm so proud of you. I appreciate everything you do." I respond to thank you. Just common courtesy. Thank you. That's it. And I even catch it when I walk out a door. If you ever walk out a door and somebody like sped up so they can slip through the door without opening it, I'll block the door and let it close. Because I think that's rude that people don't say thank you. It's just weird. I just don't get it. All right. You're listening to Dr. Ken's Truth. I want to say thank you for being here. Appreciate each and every one of you. Jasmine said, oh, she's just speaking to everybody. When we come back, it's that favorite thing that's coming up, right? Anybody know what that is? Top 5 at 5 up next. Where's the rest? Anyway, hey, good evening and welcome back. Dr. Ken's Truth here. Just remind you that we're on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. You can follow us at Dr. Ken's Truth. And of course, to support the show, you can just go to drkenswag.printify.me and buy something, find something. Tell everybody about the show. Tell other people about it. Come on. Come in. All right. So, well, believe it or not, it's official. The day has come. Y'all can stop crying. But we'll see how long this lasts. All right? Because, we say one thing and, y'all kind of persnickety in Milwaukee. So we'll see.
Number 5.
Giannis. Matter of fact, let me take a look. You see that? See that right there? It says it's a hand-drawn picture of Giannis doing a slam dunk. Just kind of put that out there. Giannis. Well, trade is official. Giannis Antetokounmpo is breaking his silence on his time in Milwaukee after his trade to Miami Heat has been made official. In a post on X, Giannis sent out a video reflecting his time in Milwaukee. In the video, one of his clips says, "No matter where I am, Milwaukee will always be my city, my team, my family." At the end of the video, Giannis thanks Milwaukee with an audio recording to the Bucks draft selection of him back in 2013. How long do you think that's going to last? How long? How long do you think that's going to last? I don't know. I'll give him like 5 minutes. And when it comes to college, is it ebony or ivory?
Number 4.
Some different things have been happening. More top black students, this is from theroot.com, more black students are choosing HBCUs over the Ivy League. First time in recent history, black students around the country are choosing to attend historically black colleges and universities in record numbers. Now, as the conversation around HBCUs continue to shift, enrollment numbers suggest many of the nation's black colleges are giving some of the country's most selective institutions of higher learning a run for their money. So, across the country, flagship HBCUs are reporting record enrollment, stronger freshman academic profiles, unprecedented competition for admission. Experts say that the major realignment is a consequence of political tension, financial instability in many black households, and for black colleges trying to meet growing demands of black students, the shift is momentous. North Carolina A&T offers one of the clearest examples of enrollment at the nation's largest HBCU surpassed 15,200 students this fall, becoming the first HBCU to register more than 15,000 students. University officials report an average 3.7 GPA of the incoming first-year students, while freshmen arriving from outside North Carolina posted an average 3.93 GPA. Now, school officials say this is evidence that high-achieving students are crossing state lines specifically to attend the university and match political pressures designed to hurt HBCUs. They have to make it political, of course. We previously told you all about Donald Trump's anti-diversity and all that, and it left many Black institutions vulnerable. The 2025 memo ending DEI initiatives came only 2 years following the landmark Supreme Court case and their decision to end race-conscious college admissions, which some predicted would mean an end to the rise of HBCUs. Now, that doesn't make any sense to me because they're talking about predominantly white schools and Ivy Leagues choosing race over GPA and test scores. Well, we can make those same test scores as well. So why not just skip it and go to a Black school and then you don't have to bother with it? I'm just saying. If you were here in Wisconsin over the 4th of July celebratory weekend of 250 years, we had a tragedy in the area, and you gotta remember, we don't need anything like this to remind us we can never beat Mother Nature.
Number 3.
So, story bothers me to no end from JS Online. A powerful, fast-moving storm hit Walworth County over by Lake Geneva, literally in Lake Geneva. And there was a boat. This is on the 3rd, last Friday. And a boat capsized. 6 adults and a child were rescued from the water. Unfortunately, 3 children died. So this afternoon, there's a severe thunderstorm rolling through Walworth County, rapidly producing hazardous boat conditions on Lake Geneva. That's according to a local official. Privately owned recreational boat holding 10 passengers capsized. At the time, the boat was trying to navigate to safety, but was overwhelmed by weather conditions, and 7 of them were rescued. 3 kids died. They were wearing life jackets. It's being investigated by the Department of Natural Resources and Lake Geneva law enforcement agency are conducting a joint investigation. And it was severe wind, severe waves. It took on water, then it capsized, and it sunk. And I think it's unfortunate, but we have to remember they issued a severe thunderstorm watch at 11:15. If you're on a boat, if you're driving, when you wake up in the morning, set your notifications on your phone to remind you of the weather. Because no matter what you do, Mother Nature is always going to win every single time. By the way, I found a new skill. Can you drive and shoot?
Number 2.
Now, this is a bizarre story from Milwaukee Neighborhood News Service. So, researchers from Children's Hospital Medical College of Wisconsin found an association between, get this, motor vehicle crash injuries and firearms injuries among adolescents and children. The findings could help inform violence prevention efforts, says Dr. Mike Levis, one of the authors of the study and a professor of pediatric emergency medicine at Medical College of Wisconsin and Children's Wisconsin. Now, he said, I think that car crashes, especially in our teens and young kids, can be a marker for that increased escalation of risky behaviors or risky situations. And he's also the medical director for Project Ujima. It's a violence intervention program at Children's Hospital. So it found that nearly 1 in 4 patients treated for a firearm injury had multiple emergency department visits for firearm non-firearm violence, or motor vehicle crash injuries during a 4-year period. Huh? They said there's a significant association between prior motor vehicle crash injuries and later having a firearm injury. So in other words, motor vehicle crash injuries can serve as a marker for increased risk, and then later you get a firearm injury. That's a little different. That is definitely different. That is different. And finally, my final story, even though I'm over 5 o'clock, oops. If we're calling balls and strikes in law enforcement, I got to tell you, criminals, they're losing.
Number 1.
A Milwaukee police officer, this is from WISN.com, Milwaukee police officer was hit by a suspect's car while responding to gunshots early yesterday morning. Police said officers patrolling the downtown district heard gunshots at Water and Knapp around 2:15 a.m. Police said the driver who fired the shots struck an officer with the car while they were driving off. 25-year-old officer and 2 other officers fired at the car. Police said they found a car unoccupied at 12th and Walnut, and police say they found 1 gun in the car and another one in the area. Police said the driver, an 18-year-old man, was found nearby, and police said the driver was struck by gunfire and taken to a hospital and arrested. 25-year-old hit by the car was also taken to the hospital. She has less than a year of service and is undergoing treatment for non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the other officers who fired their weapons, 28-year-old, 27-year-old, they're all on administrative release. Police say 2 other people arrived at the hospital with what? Gunshot wounds. But they didn't say whether or not it was during this incident or not, or the shots fired that officers responded to, but they're investigating it. So I just find it interesting that no matter what we do, we think we can out-schnooker. Is that a word? Anyway, we can beat the police at what they do. And to be honest with you, it's just not cool. It's not cool. So before we go, let me go back to the YouTube chat and see what's going on. Okay, there I go. They said a service could be a gift too. Interesting. That was from Jasmine Jazz West. Alita Dawson is her name? Anyway. Love languages are a lot like looking at a piece of art. Its beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Oh, that's mean. Sir John said, bruh, why you rubbing it in about Giannis? Because y'all have a weird thing about people who y'all just have a weird thing about people that leave Milwaukee, like they're supposed to come to Milwaukee and stay. But I guess you treat them like you treat your politicians. You put them in office, and then they like stay forever. That was just weird. I don't get it. Was he not supposed to leave? He still gets his contract. It's guaranteed. He got more money. And it's warmer. Really? Come on now. It's warmer. It's like it is now in Milwaukee, only in Miami. Year-round. Now he's got to travel to other places and play games in cold weather. Then he gets on a plane and goes back to Miami. So, I mean, Curly Q said, I think people are okay with Giannis leaving. No, they're not. No, they're not. Y'all get weird when people leave Milwaukee, and I just don't understand why. This is weird to me. Curly Q, are you being defensive because you're from Milwaukee? Are you even from Milwaukee? I wonder. Who here is not from Milwaukee? Anybody? All right. Jasmine Jazz West said I should call my top 5 before 5. But then I can't use the @5. So what do? I think I'm gonna throw it in ChatGPT and figure out what it is. I'm just saying. We gotta toss it in. Hey, I want to say thanks for being here. Let me go through my chat to make sure I didn't miss any body at all. Let me see. Hey, what's up, Kwanda? Sincere, Curly Q, Todd, DJ Brother Zeke was here. He dropped in for a spell. Kathleen, what's going on? Willie, Sir Chance, busted my chops today. Jasmine Gooden, what's going on? Jasmine Jazz West. I got two. That's what I'm talking about. L. Dawson is up in here. So I want to say thank you to everybody for being here. I appreciate you. Not really a city girl dropped in. Hey. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you on tomorrow. L. Dawson said, I'm not from Milwaukee. Curly Q said, born and raised, I love my city. Sir Chance, Detroit. I'm Chicago. I'm just saying. So have a great one. God bless. Take care. Be safe. Stay safe. All right?
Quiet.
Okay.
Chicken head.
I think that's what we're going to call everybody who's in study hall. We're going to call y'all chicken heads. Are you a chicken head? That's not a good one, is it? All right. Again, be safe. Have a great evening. God bless. Take care. Slow down. And just be great. I'm out.